All right, so just follow along there, guys, on your sheet. So just a couple of things here about how the class is going to work, okay? So first off, if you're going to be successful, you got to be here. That's the number one thing. If you are missing class on a regular basis, it is not going to go well for you. This course goes really, really fast, and there is a lot of material in it, okay? I mean, you guys remember I kind of told you that if you were in my Science 10 class, okay, ramp that up a little bit more. Okay, about another 25% from there. Okay, that's how much faster and more material there's going to be. So there's a lot of work. Okay, it's going to mean that you're doing some work at home every night, you know, getting ready for class and things like that. Okay, if you miss class, it's your responsibility to get caught up. Okay, I post what we did every single day on Google Classroom, right? And your Google Join code is on the board. We'll cover that in a minute. Okay, but know that you're responsible for what you miss. I'll post it on there. I record what we do every single day. That's why I'm wearing the microphone right now. Okay, every single day I record class and I post it on YouTube. So if you miss class, you watch it. That's your job. Okay, that way you come back caught up. Everybody follow. Okay, that includes if we did a lab while you were gone. Okay, if we did a lab the day you were gone, you're not omitted from that lab. You're responsible for that lab. I will post the recording of the lab, sometimes a video of the lab, okay, lab data, as well as the report sheet that you need, okay, because everything gets submitted on Google Classroom lab-wise, all right, so you can just do it all that way, okay, and get it done. If you got questions, obviously you come in and ask, okay, but you're responsible for it if you're not here. If you want to, you can. You're more than welcome to come in and schedule help for lunch and redo it. We can certainly do that, but most of the time people just go, well, I can watch the video or talk to a friend or whatever. So, but it's up to you. If you want to redo it, go right ahead. That's probably the best thing. All right, so just make sure, guys, that you're staying up to date using, okay, the podcast that I record on YouTube and Google Classroom, because everything is in there. Okay, this is period one. Okay, so lates are kind of an issue with period one for some reason. Okay, class starts at 8:35, so make sure you are here at 8:35. All right, so make sure that you are here on time, guys. If you are not here on time, the door will be in the opposite position of that. That's the closed position. That means don't come in. That's one of those social conventions people don't seem to always get. Okay, if the door is closed, just wait out there. I have a window, and I'll see you. Don't make faces at me. Okay, just wait out there, and when it's not as much of an interruption to everybody else's learning, I will let you in. If I haven't noticed you, and you've been out there for like 10, 15 minutes, you should probably knock at that point. Okay, but otherwise, don't knock. I'll notice that you're out there, and I'll let you in when it's not an interruption. So make sure you're on time, or you're going to spend time out there until I come get you. Everybody got me there? Make sure you're on time. Okay, so resources that you're going to have access to. Okay, first off, I have a Google Classroom available to you. Okay, the join code is right here. I'm not going to read it out because this is going on YouTube and anybody can watch it. Okay, so there's your join code right there. If you have the app on your phone, you might as well join the class right now. You will have to join the class on Google Classroom because much of what you submit to me for marks is submitted through Google Classroom. Okay, I am as close to paperless as humanly possible. All right. Okay, so using Google Classroom, you can find out when your assignments and labs are due, get important announcements. Okay, you guys have used that all before. All right, but this is what it will look like for you. Okay, once you have joined, obviously there's no posts yet because we haven't done anything yet. All right, but in the About tab is where you're going to find all the resources that you need for this class. Okay, so first thing is a link to my YouTube channel. All right, so you can go there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, then there's notes packages for each unit. All right, so you don't have to like print the whole thing all at once. In fact, I would recommend you don't print it at all. Okay, you have a tablet or a phone or a laptop or whatever, okay, you might as well just use the electronic version of it and save some trees. Okay, if you want to print it, that's fine. I wouldn't print it in color, or you'll be replacing your color cartridge. Okay, so I would say just print it in black and white. You can always go online to look at it in color if you want. Not that color is all that important for any of the diagrams anyway. All right, but that's the stuff that you will need. Okay, certainly for tomorrow, you're going to need to have access to the Unit 1 notes as well as the Unit 1 worksheets. Okay, and so that will be, oh, where did I put that? Sorry, Unit 1 kinematics worksheet book. Okay, and where's the notes package? Sorry, the notes package is still all one big thing. Okay, so the notes package is there. You'll need that for tomorrow and the worksheet book for tomorrow, Unit 1 only. Okay, so I would suggest again, you probably just want to open that on your phone. Okay, I have no problem with your phone being out in class as long as it's doing what I want it to do, which is have access to the notes or the worksheets or whatever it is that we're doing, right? Because I'm not going to photocopy those for you. Okay, I'll always have them up on the board instead. Okay, if you are, wanting to copy them down as we go, great. There's nothing wrong with writing down notes the old-fashioned way. Okay, it worked for years and years and years. So if you feel like doing that too, go right ahead. But there is obviously an online version of it. Okay, other things that are in there. Okay, I will give you your equation sheet. You won't need to print one out. However, if you lose the copy I give you, you will have to print a replacement. I will give you one and only one. Okay, and then the course syllabus, don't print that. That's what I gave you today. And then there's a link also to the textbook, okay, online. We hardly ever use it, so we don't bother signing them out. In fact, I will have to look up what the password and username are because we just never use the thing. But the link is there in case you're like really liking textbooks. All right, there is one, but we hardly ever use it. Okay. All right, so that's the stuff you will need there. Okay. Now, for the YouTube channel, okay, it's Codair Science. So if you got your phone out and just open up your YouTube app on there, okay, search out Codair Science, or you could follow the link that was in Google Classroom as well. All right, it would be a good idea to subscribe to that because obviously each day something new is going to be posted there. All right, it'll obviously be posted on Google Classroom as well, okay, but it'll be posted there. And there's also going to be kind of archived stuff in there that you might want to use, okay, things like that. Everybody with me? Okay, so like I said, each day I'll post the day's activity, a link to the day's podcast, developments, and notes on Google Classroom. Okay, in the post, I may also include links to lab data in case you're absent or lose yours. Okay, make sure you use that to its fullest potential. Okay, the podcast guys are super useful for a couple of reasons. Okay, if you're doing a lab report, right? I go over the lab, I give you all the instructions, and the lab report's due a week later. Okay, 4 days later, you're sitting down because you finally have time to work on the lab report. How much of what I told you do you probably remember at that point? Right? Unless you made really good, copious notes of what I said, you probably don't remember all of it. Could you go back and get the instructions and tips and hints again? You should. Okay. If you don't use that, you're really throwing away a lot of marks because I tend to give away a lot of things about the report, okay, when I'm talking about the lab. So it would be a good idea when you're doing your lab report or an assignment to just have that playing in the background, okay? Have like one earphone in and just, oh, right, Mr. Codair said the manipulated variable was about this, okay? Or Mr. Codair said there was this trick in question 5 on this assignment. I better watch out for that, okay? Stuff like that. It's just a nice little reminder to have, okay? Just kind of play it in the background and it's really, really helpful, okay? If you've talked to anyone who's taken my class before and done really well, that's one of the things they did. Okay, is use that resource to its fullest potential. Okay. All right. So by using the above resources, if you are away, you should return to class caught up with your classmates. Okay, because of the extra effort in making all that material available, I never want to be asked, Codair, what did I miss? The answer will always be the same. A lot. And that is all I will tell you because you know how to get the stuff you missed. Okay. Now, if you come back after being gone for a while and say, Mr. Codair, I watched all the podcasts and I did, the questions, but I don't understand how to do this one, that's fine. That is exactly what I want you to say when you come back. Well, I would love you to say, I got it all, Mr. Codair, I'm all good. That would be the best thing to say. But if you came back and said, I did all the stuff you asked me to, but I didn't get how to do this one, no problem. Then I'll help you out. Okay. What I won't do is reteach it all. Right? That's what that's for. Questions on that? Okay, so classroom behavioral expectations. Okay, everyone should feel safe, included, and welcome in here because there should be mutual respect for everyone, right? So none of that bullying crap will be tolerated in here. Okay, if I say listen up, that means I need your attention right away. Okay, those are my kind of attention words. So if you hear listen up, I need everybody's eyes forward, ears free of earbuds, okay, and your full and undivided attention at that point. When work is assigned in class, it is to be completed. I don't take in everything I assign, okay, but I do take in a lot of stuff. You will probably be submitting at least one thing a week on average in this course. Okay, it's either a lab or an assignment or something like that. Okay, so there is a fair amount of work. If we're working on a worksheet to practice doing a certain skill and you don't finish it in class, it would be advisable for you to finish it at home, right? I don't just give out make work stuff. Well, here's a worksheet because I want to go on Facebook and see what all my buddies are doing. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, that's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. If I give you a worksheet, it's so that we can practice something. And if you have questions, then you ask and I can come around and help you, right? But the expectation is if you're given something that you get it done. All right, if it is coming in and assigned for marks, definitely it's got to get done. Okay, so make sure that you do it. All right, if there's starting to be a problem with you not getting your work done, okay, then I do call home and I say, little Johnny's not getting his work done, and that's really creating a problem for him because now he's way behind and he doesn't know his stuff, and that's not going to go well on his unit exam, blah, blah, blah. Okay, mom and dad don't want that phone call. Okay, they really don't, because I've only ever once had a parent tell me I don't care when I called home and said, I'm worried about how your son or daughter's doing in class. Okay, once. Saddest day ever. Okay, but yeah, okay, they're not going to tell me that. Okay, they're going to go, oh really? How interesting. Looks like I just got a new set of keys, or the Xbox is gone for a while, or whatever. Okay, so make sure that I don't have to make that phone call because it's not going to be pleasant for you. Okay. Okay, so if you're doing all of that stuff and you're coming in to see me for help, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Okay, but if you're just going home every day and doing nothing, you're going to find this course gets hard in a hurry. Right. Another thing you should know is that in this course there are no rewrites. Okay, if you do poorly on a lab, it's because you didn't listen and you didn't come in and get help from me. Okay, if you do poorly on an exam, okay, then you didn't come in and get help and you didn't make good use of the resources and the review opportunities and the help sessions and all of that. Okay, so there's no rewrites. If it doesn't go well the first time, okay, then that's the mark you're going to stick with. Now, on an exam, should you for some reason, and this doesn't happen very often, okay, but if it does, if you don't pass an exam, then you come in and you see me afterwards. Okay, we're going to sit down, go over it, okay, have you do a little bit extra stuff, and then we'll see what we can do. Okay, but there's no rewrites, so everybody's aware. All right, fairness versus equality. I'm always going to try and treat everybody fairly, but as everyone knows, everyone comes from a different background. Everyone's got a different situation going on in their life. So sometimes it may seem like I'm treating somebody differently than somebody else, okay? And maybe you feel like that's not fair to you somehow. Okay, if you ever feel like I haven't been fair to you, come and see me after class and talk to me about it. Okay, everybody's got a different situation, so it's tough to treat everybody entirely equally. All right, everybody's got different stuff going on. Okay, and then accountability. Okay, high school is the start of real life, so due dates and timelines are part of your reality. This means you are expected and required to hand in material on time and be responsible for your actions. I give plenty of time for assignments to be completed. Okay, I will never ask for something the next day. Okay, the minimum turnaround for you to complete something in my class is 2 school days. And I can't remember the last time I actually made anything do that quickly. All right, most of the time it's 4 or more. Okay, so I assign something and it be due like, if I assigned it, let's say on Monday, the earliest I would probably ask for it would be like Thursday or Friday. Okay, most of the time it would be like the following Monday. You're gonna have plenty of time to get things done, so manage your time. Okay, plan it in the schedule, know when you got work or practice or whatever, okay, and make time for your assignments. Okay, because if you come to me on the day that it's due and go, oh, Mr. Coder, I didn't get it done, I'm gonna be like, I can't understand how that could happen. Okay, so make sure you plan your time because I'm gonna expect things in on time. All right. Okay, so your assessment and evaluation. So this has to do with your marks. Okay, first off, I will not discuss a mark with you in class in front of everybody else. Okay, the Freedom of Information and Privacy Act forbids me from doing that. So if you come up to my desk in front of the rest of the class and say, Mr. Coder, I think you marked me unfairly on this assignment, I'm going to say, I'm sorry you feel that way, even though I'm not really sorry, and okay, sit down. Okay, you want to talk to me about a mark, come and see me after class when we don't both have to save face in front of everybody else. Okay, I'm more than willing to talk to you about it. Most of the time, you'll know why you got that mark because I go over everything. Okay, once I hand everything back, I go over it in its entirety. Okay, you'll know where you lost your marks. But if you still have questions, then come and ask. Like if I added it up wrong, Okay, then come and say something. Okay, that's fine. All right, your marks will be distributed according to the syllabus, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, assignments and labs are to be handed in on time. Okay, and by on time, I mean they are due at the start of class on the due date. Okay, not at the end of the day, not at midnight, the start of class on the due date. That is the only time they will be accepted for full marks. Okay, once that time has passed, it's late. All right, there are not differing degrees of late. 2 minutes late, 2 days late, 2 months late. It's late. Okay, everybody with me there? All right, it's like you're a little bit pregnant. That's not, you're either you are or you're not. Okay, these are kind of black and white areas. Okay, you're one or the other. You're on time or you're late. Okay, that may have been a bad example, but yeah. Anyway, I'm a father of 2, so I know how that works. But yeah, okay. All right, so just make sure that you've got them in on time for those due dates. And again, the due dates you'll know well ahead of time. If it is late, it's 30% off. Okay, and that's immediate. And it's not per day, because that's way too much bother for me. Okay, I'm not going to go, oh, well, this is now how many days late, so now it's this much off. No, if it's late, it's 30% off. Okay, so make sure you get it in on time. The reason the late penalty is that stiff is this. I always hand stuff back the next day. Okay, you hand something in on Tuesday, you're getting it back on Wednesday. Okay, sometimes I might even have it marked by that evening if you're one of those people who hovers over Power School, okay, and waits for marks to come in. That's not healthy, by the way. You shouldn't do that. Okay, but yeah, you will always get it back the next day. I have only failed to do that in 18 years of teaching once, and it was the day my second son was born. I think I get a freebie on that one. Okay, I did have it done the day after. Okay, but I figured it was probably a bad idea to be, holding my wife's hand while she's giving birth and marking labs. I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff, but it just seemed like that might be a bad idea. Okay, so make sure you get it in on time. I'm going to hand them back the next day, always. Okay. Okay, so your course syllabus works like this. There's 4 units. Okay, the first unit is kinematics, and in kinematics, there's a few things that you'll be familiar with. There's scalars and vectors. Okay, there's V equals D over T. There's graphing, position versus time, velocity versus time graphs. There's acceleration, which is stuff we did in Science 10, but we build on that stuff. All right, so the first couple days, going to seem familiar, and then we're going to get into kind of heavier duty stuff. When we get into vector addition, okay, there'll be trigonometry. Right, there'll be a lot of it actually. Right, in the vector addition stuff that we'll be doing. So quite a bit more intense than what you did in Science 10. It's not always going to be forward and backward and north and south or up and down. Okay, now there's going to be this many degrees west of north. So there'll be a lot of triangulation that will have to go on. The first unit, we should finish that, let's say middle of March, okay, somewhere in there, because we got a week off obviously here in February. So there'll be, about the middle of March, we should finish that one up. Okay, then there'll be dynamics after that, and we deal with forces and energy in that. So there'll be a couple of things that are familiar to you there from Science 10, the work energy theorem and the law of conservation of energy are review. That one will take us about a month, maybe a little more than a month. So looking at kind of end of April-ish, okay, that one will be finished. Circular motion and gravitation comes after that. We look at why things move in a circle. We look at how gravity works, how satellites stay in orbit, things like that. That one's a bit shorter. Expected that one be done kind of middle of May-ish. And then mechanical waves and simple harmonic motion is the last unit. That one takes us 2 to 3 weeks, okay, take us up till exam time. Okay, so each one of those obviously then has a unit exam. All right, your marks distribution is as follows. Your unit exams, and there are 4 of them, are 32.5% of your final mark. Your labs, assignments, and projects, that is your coursework that you hand in to me, that you can get help on, that you can work together on, that is worth 32.5% of your final mark. Your quizzes, I forgot to talk about those. You have a quiz every Tuesday and every Thursday unless I tell you otherwise. Okay, here's the good news about those quizzes. They're short And I will post them on Google Classroom the night before. Okay, so you will know what's on the quiz. What should you do on Monday nights and Wednesday nights? Yes, and do the quiz. Okay, do the quiz at home, text your friends, figure them out. Okay, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. That's the whole idea, in fact. Okay, then you come in the next day and you write the quiz and you get a good mark because you figured out how to do it ahead of time. Okay, there's no pop quizzes. This is me kind of giving you the opportunity to do well on something because you have the chance to work on it beforehand. Right now, they're worth 10%. Do the math. There's going to be a lot of quizzes. They only add up to 10%. How much is each one worth? The answer is not very much. Okay, they're not worth individually very much, but if you do poorly on all of them, it's 10%, right? Okay, so you want to be able to do well on those. It only takes you about 10 minutes. Okay, so Monday nights, Wednesday nights, you got to set aside 10 minutes to do your physics quiz, so you can come in the next day and get a good mark on it. Okay, and then your final exam in June is 25% of your final mark. Okay, questions on any of that? Austin? No, I don't believe in midterms. I usually get smiles from that one. Yeah, you have 4 unit exams. You don't need another test, and I don't need more marking. So how about we agree to do each other a favor? Yeah, okay. All right, and then obviously, guys, like I said, I don't photocopy very much stuff. Okay, you have the notes package on here, and you can view that on your phone because it's online. Okay, or on a tablet or laptop. You're welcome to have those in my class if you want them. Okay, but yeah, I'm not going to photocopy very much. Occasionally, you'll get like an assignment sheet, okay, or something like that. But we got the technology. We don't need the paper. Okay. All right, questions from you guys? Anything you guys need to know? Okay, other things that usually come up. Can I have food and drink in here? Absolutely, you can. Okay, but if you spill it, you clean it up. Okay, can you listen to music in here? Yes, as long as it's at an appropriate time. Right now, it would not be because I'm talking. Okay, but if we're working on some seat work, or we've got the lab data and you're just working on the lab report, yeah, no problem. Okay, if you want to isolate yourself so you can concentrate, go right ahead. I have no problem with that. Okay, but if I'm lecturing, I expect both ears to be free so that you can hear me. Right, but that is fine. And obviously then your phones are also fine, provided you're using them responsibly. Okay, you're 16, 17 years old. Okay, at this point, you should be responsible enough to do that. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Okay, so everybody's good with all of that? Okay.